That's right. What's that mean? What's that mean when you hear that music in the streets? You have to know it's Throwback Thursdays. That's right, with your man, Rory T. Edwards. I'd like to say welcome you to a new month, October 1st, 2020. And we're going to do what we do every Thursday. We're going to provide you with some information and we're going to bring it forward with you on what that looks like in today's world a little bit, just from my perspective. So today's topic is you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let me say that again. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Now, probably many of us have heard that before, but many of us never paid attention to it. You probably thought you heard it from your grandmother, you might have heard it from your parents, you might have heard it from somebody, and you said, well, what does that really mean? Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. And what it really means, in essence, is that you keep what you treasure and let the rest of it go. So that's our topic today. We're going to talk about what you keep, what you treasure, and you let the rest go. Now, what does that look like today? Well, you got to keep going back to what this year has been like for many, many people, and what this year could be like for people who may not understand what the purpose of what happened thus far is for. Because in every situation, like I said before, there's a lesson and there's a blessing. No matter how um, dark it may seem, we do know that there will be light at the end of the outcome. And so, what I want to talk today about is if some of you are my friends and you follow me on Facebook, you see that this past weekend I did some things that were pretty exciting, really adventurous. I had one of my longtime friends who came into town to visit a few of us. And one of the things that she spoke about is that she really wanted to do some type of different activities. And so, uh, one of the things that I like to do is I like to get out in nature a little bit and do some things. And she and I agreed on we were going to do some things. And one of the things that we did is the first day she came, we went kayaking. Now we went kayaking on the Colorado River, and it was a 10-mile total trip. But some of the sights that we got to see just on the Colorado River, the nature, just the creation of how powerful water might have been to cut through this particular water wave that goes to the Hoover Dam was incredible. And you might have saw some of the pictures. And so this didn't stop. We went back the next day, and then we went to the Grand Canyon, and we got an opportunity to see the Grand Canyon at its finest, and got a little up close and personal with the Grand Canyon, took some wonderful pictures. And then on that evening, we did an amazing helicopter ride that a lot of people have complimented on my page and said, oh my God, the helicopter ride seemed to be amazing. And it really, really was. And just the transition in the helicopter ride itself, from the liftoff to the landing, was actually absolutely flawless. And so, why am I talking about that? The reason why is because there were many obstacles that could have prevented us from having such an amazing day. Greg, what's going on, Chief? How are you? So I'm glad that you could join us live today. Thank you for joining. And we could have had some obstacles that were put in our way that could have made our trip not happen. But what happened was that what's the name? We looked at what we treasured, and it was those moments that we were going to that we could speak about later on, and we didn't let that get in our way, and we let the rest of it go. We let all of the other confusion that was trying to enter or put obstacles in the way of that. Uh, we let them get out the way. We just deflected them like a water does, like a duck does water off his back. And we had an amazing weekend. And what it did is just set the tone for future events to come. And that's what that really means when you say don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, because so many times we allow things to get in our spirit and we allow things to dictate how we are going to have a great time or not. And we sometimes just adhere to what others might think or what others might not want to do, and we don't do it. And so you got to realize that life waits for no one and time waits for no one. And so you can't be that person who is not physically able to do something once you get to the point of you think that you're able to do it. You have to do it when you're capable of doing it. And there are so many great creations in this world that the Creator has put forth. And for us to see them or to visualize them, don't be that person when you're 80 years old sitting on the porch and you're saying, I wish I would have, or I wish I could have. Then you have the opportunity to do it now. And so that's what we're talking about today. We want to talk about keep what you treasure and let all the other obstacles go. Now, one of the things that we need to talk about, I'm going to talk about three things. I'm going to talk about a season of purging or cleansing. This is what we're currently in. We're in a season of purging. And so you have to realize that during this particular time in our lives, that this particular current situation that we're in right now is not by accident. It's not by accident. And most of us are sitting back. It's given us an opportunity to learn how to do a few things. It's given us an opportunity to really look within ourselves and see what we are truly trying to do with our life. It may have given us an opportunity to practice our gift. Like I said, my friend Greg Steed every week puts out a wonderful video of him playing his videos and his songs and renditions of his songs that shows him that he has an opportunity to practice his gift. It also gives us an opportunity to understand how we budget our money. Because a lot of times you're in a situation now where you don't have the money to budget, or you have the money, but you're learning how to budget. It also gives us a time to understand the true value of our family. And so we're in a season of purging, we're in a season of cleansing. And what you do with that will give you an opportunity to evaluate how you keep what you treasure and let the rest go. And so the second thing is prioritizing your goals and your outcomes. So many times before this purge, we were always on the go. All of us were on the go every day. Every day we're on the go. Every day we don't have time to take a phone call. Every day you see somebody, you say, I got to run. I got to keep moving. I got to keep going. Well, you didn't have your priorities and your outcomes in line. You didn't have them prioritizing the things that were going to fulfill you the most. And so what this did is this is the lesson and this is the blessing in what's happening currently right now. It gives you an opportunity to live in the moment, to live in the moment, to enjoy the small things. Sometimes we're always looking for the home runs. And so I watched the Yankees game last night against Cleveland, and I watched the last inning where the Cleveland Indians were up, and all of a sudden the Yankees came back in the ninth inning, and it came by them hitting singles, and they hit a double, and they got the bases loaded, then they got walked. These are the things that gave them the opportunity to win the game. They lived in the moment. We have to do the same thing in our life. We have to be able to hit the singles. We have to hit the doubles. We have to get walked. And maybe sometime in one of the situations, we may get a home run. But you don't go up into a situation every time expecting to hit a home run, because we have to live in the moment. If there's a trip or something that you want to take, you just plan to take the trip. And the one thing that's going to happen is that if you have a bill that's due and you could push the bill to the next month, the bill's still going to be here. The bill's still going to be here. It's a funny story that I have. My father passed 20 years ago. And the other day I got a call from someone who was looking for him. And the reason why I say this is because the guy asked me, did I know Richard Edwards? And I Googled it real quick and I said, there's about 1,400 Richard Edwardses in the world. Why would you be calling me? And how did you get my number? And he says, well, I'm looking for Richard Edwards, and I was told that you may know how to find him. And I said, wow. I said, so first and foremost, sir, what is my name? He said, well, I can't share that with you because the information I need to share with Richard is very confidential. I said, but you called me. So could you please explain to me why you are looking for Richard Edwards? And he says, well, this is a personal matter that I want to talk to him about, and we need to know if you know how to find him. And so one of the things that I do now when I get bill collectors or people calling, try to collect some money or try to get you to buy something, I know that their time is money. So what do? I waste their time. I ask so many different questions and I go off the deep end. I talk about different things and they're trying to get to the point. And so why I'm trying to make this point is that 20 years after my father's passed, there's somebody looking for him saying that I found a debt that he owes. And I told the person, I said, well, I don't know if you're talking to me about the right person, but if I do find Richard Edwards, since there's 1,400 of them I Googled, I'm going to let them know or let him know that you're trying to collect from him and that he owes you something. And if you can get it from maybe the Richard Edwards I may know, then you're a great man. You are a great man. And he said, what do you mean by that? I said, I don't know. I'm just talking just to waste your time. And he says, well, you're not supposed to be doing it. I see you're not supposed to be calling me wasting my time also. So I say all that. And people might say, where is he going with all this? I'm going here with saying that no matter what your life may encounter, that no matter what happens, bills are always going to be coming in. This man is calling, saying my father owes him something, and my father's been dead 20 years. So I say for you to live in the moment. If you have something you want to do, if there's something that you want to see, if there's something that somebody you want to talk to, do it. Do it now because time waits for no one. And the last one is celebrating the victories and becoming an overcomer because we have to understand that the influence of speculation is so very, 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 very important to us and is so very powerful in our lives. And so we have to celebrate the victory. So many times we're looking for the big picture. We're looking for all of the things that everybody else has and we're not looking at what we have accomplished. You know, if you look around at what you've accomplished, you'll be very proud of you as a person. You really will. And you need to become that overcomer in what your life will be because if you're not an overcomer, what you'll do is you'll fall into and be provoked into living the life as a failure. You'll always look at what you didn't do instead of what you've done. And so we have to look at it from that perspective. Don't look at what you didn't do, look at what you've done. And then look at how much you prepared to do what you say you want to do. And so that's why we're talking about how this situation and how throwing out the baby with the bathwater is so very important to understanding how you keep what you treasure and let the rest of it go. Because all the rest of it that you let go will be waste and it won't be toxins that grow inside your spirit and prevent you from doing anything to that when you get old or if you allow this particular time in our lives right now to dictate how we feel about ourselves, then we will never be the overcomer. We will just be looking at ourselves as failures. And so this is what we're talking about today because one of the things that I do know is that one man or one person's trash is another person's treasure. So we have to understand that everything you think is not valuable, someone else will see value in it. And so as we talk about today about don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, I want you to just take a few things with you. And I want to share one more story before I end. Excuse me. I had a conversation with another friend of mine the other day who asked me, did I watch the debates? And I said, I don't watch the debates because I think all of that rhetoric is very toxic. And to make a long story short, we came to the point that she believed that after this election, that if the outcome is not what some people will believe, that there will be some tyranny in this country. And so I ended the conversation by saying there's just two things you either need to do. One, you need to prepare to protect yourself if you believe it's going to be this bad, or one you need to do is to prepare to die. Because if you believe that people are coming to take over and take back this country, then either you are going to fight for what's yours or you are going to allow them to take what's yours, and that's your life. So you have to understand that the influence of speculation comes from those who are speaking about information and they have a theory or conjecture that comes without firm evidence. And so we can't buy into speculation because speculation is just one person's story or their interpretation of it. And so when we talk about this particular process, we have to realize that the theory of speculation will always cause you to think that the outcomes are going to be negatives. And the negative outcomes will only happen if you allow your choices to be dictated by someone else's actions. And so I just want to say that I really appreciate you all for joining me on these Throwback Thursdays. I really appreciate y'all for taking the time out. And I know this is a little longer than the last few, but I just had to bring in that unlimited touch a little bit and hear music in the streets, because that's what's going to happen going forward. And that's how you grow in your life, is you allow the music in the streets to be your marching orders. Please don't allow the speculation of information to be your marching orders. And what will happen is you will treasure everything that is valuable to you, and you will let the other stuff go. This is your man, Rory T. Edwards. If you missed this, you can see it on a replay on Saturday on my YouTube channel. It's Rory T. Edwards. Please go there and hit the subscribe button on YouTube, but also hit the like button, because you can see other Throwback Thursdays that you might have missed. And so I just like to say thank you to Kathy Smith, for sharing and joining us, and also my man Terrell Big Tex Robinson. Definitely who you want to protect your blind side financially. If you do, talk to my man Terrell Big Tex Robinson. Until the next time we talk, or until our paths cross, I want you to be very cautious about, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, and keep what you treasure in your life, and value it, and let the rest of it go. And you will have an extensive and an amazing and extraordinary life going forward. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that, because like I said, one man or one person's trash is another person's treasure. Be the other person's treasure. Be yourself. Be your treasure to yourself. This is your man, Rory T. Edwards. I truly appreciate you all. Like I said every week, stay conscious, stay alert, but stay woke. And please don't forget, 34 days before we go out there and vote. Don't just get people to register to vote, get them an opportunity and a way to get to the polls, and make sure you're responsible for them to understand the process, and that they do understand that their words and their voice and their vote counts. It's going to change the way we look at things right now. You all be blessed. I appreciate you, and we'll talk really, really soon. Have a good one. Thank you.